Gaia. It's a subscription-based video streaming service, kind of like Netflix, but it delivers a very specific genre of content, that being films, documentaries, TV-style series on topics like New Age spirituality, conspiracy theories, alternative medicine, alternative cosmology, history, all that kind of stuff. I found this like I bet a lot of people do, and that was just through Facebook and YouTube ads, and I don't usually pay attention to ads, but these kind of caught my attention because of their unique content. So I decided to scroll their Facebook page, and it turns out they have a pretty good following, about 2.4 million views and even more follows. And they have some pretty intense videos on there, and I understand why they get views. '16th century maps. Actually the most accurate that we've ever had. Satellite imaging, that is all BS for sure. Ooh, there are pyramids. First of all, this can't be Photoshop. This cannot be Photoshop. It's really not possible. Okay, so this guy basically said that he saw some kind of spacecraft that could fly from one pole to another. How long ago was this? Was Elon Musk around in those days? I could believe it then. They have a lot of videos like that, so obviously it's a great place to make sure that you are informed about all the important issues in the world. They also have a YouTube channel where they post kind of similar videos, as well as some free episodes from their actual streaming platform.
From demons and fairies to UFOs and Bigfoot, tales of the unexplained have been a part of humanity's story since the beginning. Bigfoot and other cryptids have a strange habit of showing up near UFO sightings. And those who encounter either of these phenomena often discover newfound psychic abilities.
Wait.
Explains all paranormal.
People that see Bigfoot and UFOs develop psychic abilities. I think the people that say they've seen Bigfoot and also say that they've seen UFOs may claim that they develop psychic abilities. Whether or not they actually do, that's maybe another thing altogether.
These entities are able to shift up and down the electromagnetic spectrum, appearing and disappearing as they please. Keel called this super spectrum.
Okay, so Bigfoot can turn himself into, like, a radio wave if he wants to, and then just go invisible. That's why we haven't been able to prove that he exists. The same with UFOs. That's just brilliant.
Remote viewing refers to a technique used by psychic spies working for the CIA. They were able to see far-off locations as if they were there, and they could even move through time.
Whoa.
Ingo Swann was
Citation
one of the
needed.
first and most accurate viewers in this program. Could it be that Swann was able to project his consciousness by tuning into a standing geomagnetic wave of the Earth?
What does that even mean?
Fascinating connection between our brains and the shared magnetic field, not only of our planet, but potentially of the entire universe. If we learn to harness the power of these tiny antennas in our brain, who knows what kind of psychic superpowers we might unlock.
What kind of magnet do I need to erase my memory of that video? So I went ahead and got a free trial on Gaia. When you first sign on, you have to select categories you're interested in so that they can recommend videos to populate your homepage. I selected films and documentaries, alternative healing, expanding consciousness, and ancient origins. Then your homepage is populated to look something like this. So here's my best films and docs category, healing the mind. Obviously I love alternative medicine stuff, so that's gonna work out really well for me. I'm sure that won't infuriate me at all. Esoteric agenda, I'm guessing that's about some kind of Freemason cover-up. My favorite thing here though has got to be the secrets and cover-ups bit. Look at this thumbnail. Do people actually see that and take it seriously though? I mean, it looks like a really bad render of the lizard in The Amazing Spider-Man. This Bigfoot and Tall Whites episode looks pretty good too though. Kind of reminds me of my friend Objectively Dan. You guys may have seen me talking to him on Twitter. One of my best buds. Love you, Dan. You look exactly like a big white. Oh, tall white. Sorry, you gotta get the right term. Overall, I think that they're really trying to appeal to woke people. You know, people who always have to kind of be a step ahead because they know something that you don't know. It seems like secret knowledge is really the theme of this entire platform. And by secret knowledge, I mean a word that would get me demonetized. They also have yoga on here, which is fine. I mean, it's not inherently pseudoscientific or anything. It's associated with a lot of this kind of weird stuff, but I mean, if that's a way that you like to exercise and stay healthy, that's cool. Just wish that it wasn't associated with so much nonsense. There are some free full episodes of their shows on YouTube, and so I think we can take a look at those. Oh my god, look at this show, Cosmic Disclosure. Looks like it's a more popular one.
Welcome back to Cosmic Disclosure. I'm Corey Goode, and today I will be your host. Today, we're going to be talking more in depth than we ever have about the different ET beings I've encountered through my childhood, through the MyLab training, and ending with the secret space programs. My first experiences with non-terrestrials began when I was only 5 years old. I felt the need to go outside. I don't know why. All of a sudden, I started floating. And the next thing I knew, I was in a room.
And he's 5 years old, so this is reliable testimony.
And I was in a room. And in this room was a Nordic woman. And walking around were small grays as well. The Nordic woman guided me into
Jesus.
a room.
What the hell is that?
Playing. And the children, some of them were bald and their eyes looked a little different, but they looked human, like maybe hybrids. And then there were a few regular humans like myself there.
There's a thing up at the top that says there's over 130 episodes of this show.
And it's a puzzle, a 3D puzzle. And then soon after that, I started having the pirate ships. I was 5 years old. We were living with my grandparents. And I would see off in the distance a pirate ship, like a leaf.
He saw pirate ships. He saw, this is like Polar Express meets Pirates of the Caribbean. Makes perfect sense.
It looked like a ghostly ship as it would slowly come down. It would look like a solid pirate ship.
Is it just me, or does this sound like the Flying Dutchman from SpongeBob?
It looked like a ghostly ship as it would slowly come down. It would look like a solid pirate ship.
Here's a show, Ancient Civilizations. This seems to be another one of their popular ones.
I'm here at the Gaia studio in Boulder, Colorado with Melissa Tittle.
They would be based in Boulder.
Of our new series, Ancient Civilizations. And you have a little different take on ancient civilizations than some programs have. So first of all, I want to find out, what was your motivation for producing the series to begin with?
I have produced some of the episodes for Ancient Aliens. And,
of course she
series,
has.
which I think is an amazing series.
It is an amazing series.
There are some pieces that we are missing. These monuments and these sacred texts were left behind for us to figure out a code on how to live going forward as humanity. And I felt like there's a lot of shows that I watch that we don't really address that. We don't look into that. We ask the alien question and we talk about how was it built, but we don't take a bigger step back and think,
a bigger step back.
Let's take all the sacred texts and let's start where we think humanity might have started, and that might be the Garden of Eden. Now that's one text, but we do take it into other sacred texts, and we kind of open that story up. Is this the beginning of humanity? Is this how it started?
So she starts with the Garden of Eden, as if that's a good starting point for the story, the woke story. Oh my god.
I love finding number patterns, and whether it be the way something was built or the sacred text, translating the language actually into a number code. And there is a lot in this show, and I think you'll see a lot of patterns with certain numbers that you'll think, okay, I kind of knew that, but I had no idea that attached to this one and that and this.
Yeah, numerology is extremely prevalent among tons of conspiracy theories, among different religions, like cult-like religions, especially like Jehovah's Witnesses. So I'm not really surprised that they're saying that they're into all of this numbers game. Now, here's one called Psychedelica. I guess it's on psychedelics.
Psychedelics are the antidote to propaganda.
Are you sure about that?
Help you develop a mindset that sees through all that. That's the real reason they're considered dangerous. You know, as Terence said, psychedelics make you have funny ideas.
Yeah, they make you woke.
But funny ideas are dangerous ideas, you know.
They're basically saying that these psychedelics make you woke, and the man can't handle it. And then they show a hippie bus. This all fits together just so cohesively.
Is it the psychedelic realm that some believe is more real than real?
Who does that sound like?
Something that's realer than real.
Could it be possible, just like a human organism, that plants communicate not only among themselves and to humans, but among all other species? Is this the collective consciousness of the planet? And is it possible the war on the mind is not limited to human minds, but to the mind of the entire planet?
Oh my God.
The plants.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna have to take this off. I don't think I can handle listening to this much longer. This stuff is really funny and entertaining, but if you take it seriously, like I'm sure plenty of people actually do, it's really dense misinformation, potentially dangerous. From what I've seen here, these shows don't actually cite any sources. Their hosts don't have any real credentials. I just don't know why anyone would actually take this seriously, given that they just can't back up any of their claims. I really don't think that Gaia is interested in actually informing people so that they can be better citizens. I think that this is all about making money by selling some kind of novel idea. The real dark side of this, though, is the alternative medicine stuff they promote. It's inaccurate, it's conspiratorial, and if people buy into it, it can seriously damage their health. Even using alternative remedies that don't work can be dangerous if you use them instead of going to a doctor. They have this self-healing video on Facebook, which really echoes a lot of their content on their actual platform. A clairvoyant is recommending this, so you know it's legit. It can affect physical matter in a spiritual way. Only works if it's unconditional love. You know, it's kind of like faith healing, except it's unconditional love. You have to have really true love for this to actually work. So if it didn't work, then it's really just because you weren't being pure-hearted enough. Here's this holistic healing advertisement on their YouTube channel.
We've been conditioned to always look for health outside of ourselves.
How you think, how you act, and how you feel creates your personal reality.
100,000 subscribers.
If you get a diagnosis that you have a terminal illness and your belief system is the doctor is the truth provider, then whatever the doctor said becomes your truth.
Then why doesn't everyone heal then?
Looking at the whole anymore. That's why for natural practitioners, we're looking at everything.
There's this illusion that natural practitioners actually have some kind of medical education, which the majority of them, I would say, don't. Like naturopathic doctors, they don't have a real education. They study things like homeopathy, and maybe massage is like the most legitimate thing they might actually study. Again, this stuff is entertaining, but I think it's dangerous. So a lot of people who don't have access to a good education or healthcare, but do have access to this nonsense are falling victim to this. I see this material as preying on the vulnerable. People who don't have an education or are seeking meaning in life or a way to feel special, or who don't actually understand medicine, are all being preyed upon here. It doesn't matter if they're getting it from Gaia or from somewhere else. If any of your friends or family actually believe this kind of thing, I encourage you to go talk to them about it. Be polite, of course, but don't be afraid to actually question them. The way that I suggest that you go about this is to pick one specific belief at a time, maybe a certain conspiracy, nicely ask them why they believe it, and then ask them questions to determine whether the way they came to that belief is a reliable way to determine truth at all. Don't judge, don't condescend, don't spout your opinion, just ask, don't tell. And yeah, if you haven't noticed yet, what I'm describing is called street epistemology. It's one of my favorite ways of dealing with problematic beliefs with others. More often than not, just arguing by stating facts will actually make people double down on their beliefs, and that's not usually a good first step in one-on-one conversations. A better way to change minds is often just to kindly ask good enough questions that your interlocutor changes their own mind by answering those questions. If we all get better at having those conversations, things like Gaia might just go out of business, and ultimately, that's probably for the best. Thanks for watching. I've been Drew of Genetically Modified Skeptic. I've linked to some videos that teach street epistemology in the description. If you're part of the atheist or skeptic sphere online and you don't know street epistemology, you're missing out on one of the most vital tools available to you, so go learn it. As always, praise be unto Adam, my top patron and personal Lord and Savior, for making this video possible. Go ahead and subscribe, check out my Patreon, follow me on Twitter and Facebook at GM Skeptic, join my Discord, and until next time, stay skeptical.